$3 every month. $1, $2, $3. You know? And so we pushed it a bit. And from $3, I now pay $1,700. $1,700 is what? How many dollars? $17. So I now pay $17. Just moving it from $3 to $17 and not for everybody, for the higher category. We moved our collections from just under 900 million Kenya shillings, which is $9 million, I think. We moved it to 3.5 billion, which is about $30 million, just by moving that small percentage. Now, today, the lower category, you know, the people whose income is like 5,000 shillings a month, they pay 500 shillings, which is 10% of their income. But you as truly the deputy president who earns $1 million shillings is paying 1,700, which is not 10%, you know. The small guy is paying 10% of their income. I am paying 5 zeros before 1. You know? Because I pay 1,700. So we have just passed the law in Parliament, which we should have passed in 2018, because our universal health coverage program that was in the Big Four collapsed because of the reggae shenanigans. Yeah? We were too busy engaged in this. Now, we just found time about a month ago after the reggae collapse. We found time and passed the law that we should have passed in 2018. So we now have a law that will allow us to change the contribution schedule from being a standard figure to being what the world is doing, to being a percentage of everybody's income. So that if the lowest category is paying 10%, then we must decide everybody pays 10%. If we think that is too much, then let us pay 5%, or let's pay 2%, but let it be spread evenly up in accordance with everybody's income. I want to tell you that even if we settled for 3%, we will move our contribution from around maybe 60, 70 billion shillings every year. We will move it to between 200 and 250 billion shillings every year. And I tell you, we will have a working public insurance, hospital insurance scheme that will sort out all our challenges in matters health. I have committed myself that within the first 100 days of our next administration, we will have a working public health insurance scheme. I am prepared to be held to account on that particular matter, because I have been at it for the last 8 years, and I know it is doable. Yeah? So that you guys in the diaspora, you do not need to be sending money to pay for hospitals all you will need to do is to put your folks on a health insurance scheme funded by the public with your contribution, and matters, hospital bills will be a thing of the past. And finally, our plan, we have a 5-point plan. Finally, our plan, point number 5, is to re-engineer our public saving strategy. Today, statistics, the numbers, we save as Kenya 7% of our GDP, right? China, by comparison, saves 55% of their GDP. 7% and 55%. Do you see the difference? And that's the reason why we are all over the place borrowing Chinese money, because they have learned to save. We have no money of our own because investment is a function of savings. If you have not saved, you cannot invest because you have nothing. So what are we doing? We are running our development using the savings of other people because we have refused to save ourselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? Go to everybody who works in Kenya today. Ask them for their pay slip. The money we save in our national social security. Sorry. Pole. Yeah. Our seats are a bit uncomfortable. Do you understand what I'm saying? Go to everybody pay slip. They will tell you the savings we save to NSSF is 200 shillings. How much? 200 shillings. $2. Everybody pays $2. Explain to me logically how $2 can amount to any saving anywhere in the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? Uganda across, the law dictates that you save 5% of your salary. And your employer contributes 5% to your saving. Uganda have built the largest social security fund in East and Central Africa. Yet we have the largest economy. Sometimes you wonder, maybe sitting where you are sitting, whether what I am telling you is true or because it doesn't look serious. But that's how it is. That's how it is. And that's how simple it is for us to sort out our country. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, we already have worked on the law. We were supposed to have moved forward with it, but because we became busy trying to change the constitution, which we did not, we lost a lot of valuable time. Next year, God willing, we will have the law that will enable us do the honorable thing. In fact, Tanzania built the whole parliament using their own money. They borrowed from their NSSF. Instead of us borrowing money from China, we should begin the journey to save our own money and fund our development using money borrowed from our own sources and pay interest to our own Kenyans and be able to fund our development. instead of paying interest to Chinese savers, you know, because they did the right thing to fund their own savings. And by the way, take seriously what I am telling you, because that's what it is, you know. So we should be able to turn around our fortunes. And I want to tell you one thing. I am very clear in my mind that within our lifetime, when we are all still there, this country will change in a way you cannot imagine. Before we go anywhere, we don't need more than 20, 25 years. Kenya will be something else. Are we together? This, our country, this one, it will be something else. Everything else you hear, these are just excuses. The most critical thing that we need in Kenya is just leadership. That's all. We have everything else in place. We just need the men and women to make the right decisions for us, and Kenya will change tremendously. And we have a record for it, you know. When we embarked on the infrastructure you heard the president talk about in Parliament, many people thought it was impossible to do 10,000 kilometers of tarmac in 10 years, because we have done 11,000 in 50 years. But we achieved it, right? Many people thought it was not possible for us to connect 8 million people to electricity because 2 million people were collected in 50 years. But we've done it, right? So what I am telling you is doable. We just need to get the right fellows to get it done. And that is why we have assembled UDA to help us achieve this plan and transform our nation. Our problem, good people, our problem is not ethnicity. Are we together? Let us not struggle too much as we are trying to solve ethnicity. Our problem is this. We just need the correct leadership. Hii ukabila ita evaporate. Once everybody can get what they want, why do you want to know who belongs to what tribe? But you know, when people have failed, they start to explain, oh, you know, we have failed here because that community has gotten more than us. You go and check with that community, they have nothing. We are all in the same boat. Hii ni ukora tu ya hapa katikati so that people can continue to be relevant. Are we together? So that is my what I wanted to explain to you. Let me then just conclude by responding to some of the issues you have raised. Yes, we will have a diaspora ministry. You know, and I am very clear in my mind that we will have a diaspora ministry. Are we together? And it's not a favor. It's not a favor. It is because we need it, and it will help us do many things. So it is a given, yeah? There is no even negotiating around it. We'll have a diaspora ministry. Number two, we must create financial instruments that will enable you to be able to invest in your country without necessarily being conned left, right, and center. Yeah? We will create financial instruments that will help you invest. If we are investing in our housing program, for example, you don't have to struggle buying cement, somebody doing iyo mambo yote. We will give you an opportunity to buy into a house that is ready. You know? in a properly organized neighborhood, in a properly secured arrangement where, and it's not just you, all Kenyans, but we will make it easy for you guys to be able to invest in your country in real estate and in every other area that you want to invest. We will make it possible for you to help us invest in bonds that will help finance our development. Today, banks are making a killing by putting their money in bonds, where they are getting interest of 10, 15%. There is no mechanism for you as a single person in diaspora to participate. We must structure that bond network so that even ordinary people with $100, $200, $50 can also invest in bonds and get this money that banks today are making. If you look at the balance sheet of any bank in Kenya, 50% of their profit is because of government bonds. That 50% of money they make should not just be made by banks. Banks should actually not be investing in government bonds. We should get the public, like yourselves, to invest in government bonds. Banks should be lending money to Kenyans. Yeah? They should be doing real business. They should not just be sitting in offices and making money from government bonds. Are we together? We must, hopefully with a diaspora ministry, the kind of challenges you go through trying to get this paper, that paper, an ID, to renew your passport, to renew this, to get a visa here. We actually came in with the e-citizen platform, which in my opinion, I thought it would have made it much more easier for citizens around the world to get access to government services. I know we've made quite a stride, but there are still challenges, around e-citizen. That is something we should correct. In a world of technology, surely somebody must not necessarily be traveling 8 hours to go and collect a document, surely. In a world of technology, we should be able to do that from wherever you are sitting, And ICT is a big thing in Kenya, and we should be able to make it possible. So we will need a discussion around all that so that we make it easy for us to service Kenyans who are outside our borders, as we do those who are within. The welfare issue you have mentioned, sometimes Kenyans feel abandoned. They get into situations around the world, and there is nobody to help them, and there is nobody to come through for them. I think that is something that hopefully the Diaspora Ministry will think through. And when we talk about the Diaspora Ministry, we will try as much as we can to get people with diaspora experience to run that ministry, so that we can leverage on their knowledge and understanding on diaspora issues and be able to help us sort them out faster and much more efficiently. Kenya is very poorly represented internationally, especially in international organizations. We are actually punching below our weight. You will find that in the UN agencies, in international organizations, I think the number of Kenyans working in those international organizations are the fewest for any country. So the people in the diaspora is a resource that we must use to be able to leverage our place in international organizations, because you will have the relevant experience that can give us the opportunity to get into those positions. I don't know when the Secretary General of the United Nations is going to be a Kenya. You know? Yeah? So I'm talking of something like that, you know? We've had somebody from Egypt. We've had Kofi Annan from some corner. I mean, there must be a day when we will have a Kenyan as the Secretary General of the United Nations. And I'm just giving the UN as an example. Are we together? And I agree with you that we should have county chapters of the diaspora, so that every county can leverage on the people they have wherever it is around the world. So, good people, I am the UDA Policy Task Force. My good friend Eliud Awalo is here. In fact, he's our contact person at the party on matters to do with the diaspora, so that we can be able to work out things a lot faster. And as you've heard, the Secretary General is out of town. She was supposed to travel back yesterday, but there was a problem with her traveling, so her flight was cancelled. So she will come, but a bit later. This is a very important engagement for us, and that's why we are here. I also want to tell you that as you are in Kenya, we are looking up to you to provide ideas, expertise, and also support our fundraising initiatives as we build the Hustler Party. You know, the Hustler Party is a party for everybody, and every cent and every shilling and every dollar counts. So again, I want to welcome you to that space. Don't shy away from your ideas. Don't shy away from whatever it is that you can contribute in terms of talent. And I like the idea somebody said here. We also are working on adopt a polling station, adopt a sub-county, adopt a ward, you know. If you can, if we, and the party, Eliud and your team should be able to prepare packages. You know, what does adopt a polling station entail? What does adopt a ward entail? What does adopt a sub-county entail? How do we create a pool of volunteers? We have so many volunteers already in Kenya, fashioned differently. We have all manner of, we have many groups that have volunteered, formed themselves into Hustler this, Hustler the other, UDA this, and that kind of thing. So that big body of people are the people we want to harness as volunteers to make our push for the party. So I know I have taken a bit of time, but I just thought I need to share these ideas with you so that we are all of the same mind. I will sit here for another 45 minutes to listen to some of the feedback from you guys, and then we will then agree on how to go forward. Sawa sawa. Asanteni sana na karibuni. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your kind words. And we really appreciate what the encouragement you have given us. And we'll be more than glad if you can be able to, we can be able to become in your office, right? Good. At this time, I think Diaspora will also gender sensitive, and we do care about our youth. It's my pleasure to introduce our youth. Just for 2 minutes, to tell us where our youth is headed. Victoria.
Good afternoon. My name is Diaspora from Denmark, as I have presented before. Your Excellency, honorable members, and distinguished guests, and everyone. I work in Denmark as a development representative. An organization that deals with mental health, and as you have heard, I also represent UDA Youth. One of these things is being able to assemble as many youth as possible. The average age of Kenyans is actually approximately 21 years. So we have a very, very young population here and abroad. And these are workforces and work people that we can be able to utilize to the maximum. And therefore, with the opportunity that UDA is giving to us, we do want to be able to establish better situations for our people and our future. Imagine with a 21-year-old population, what the future will look like and what the present actually looks like. Isn't there a big opportunity for amazing things to happen? I believe so as well. I definitely believe so. Now, one of the other things that I believe UDA has done for us is being able to bring in so many young people. We also have a very young leader, and that's actually something that we can be able to utilize a lot. The brains, the youngness, and the ability to be able to be in leadership for a very long period and be able to create change in the country. Now, what do we have to offer? We offer our brains, we offer mobility, we offer the ability to be able to bring on board as many young people as possible and as many energetic people as possible, as you can already see me running around here, yeah? So to be able to help as much as possible to bring this country to a very different level. We can't be left behind as a country. Kenya has amazing brains when it comes to people. Amazing brains when it comes to people. So as you're here, support us, help us, as we also support UDA in the very best capability that we can be able to do. Thank you so much. And my name is Victoria Nkata, and you feel free to connect with me at any point. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Victoria. Now we have come to another session, and I know diasporans don't go. They have a lot of questions they would like to ask. We are going to do a question and answer session, and I'm going to have only 10 questions. Let's do 3 at a time. From this side, 3, 3, 3. Let's go here. 3 questions before we answer. Go on. Can you hear?
Okay, I greet you all protocols observed. My name is Shiki Maloba. I am a sports fanatic. And everything that has been mentioned, I'm sorry to say, nothing about sports has been mentioned. And why I'm saying this is, I think a lot of our income comes from the sports people outside. So now, for example, I play rugby. I played rugby in South Africa. I was one of the first pro rugby players. And why it comes to my concern is when I come back home, my teammates, they play very well. They're good sports people. They get to be poached out of the country. But now, they have no clue. For example, if South Africa comes and gets good sports people in Kenya, who helps these sports people outside the country? There's no one to talk to them. They know nothing. When you go out the country, they don't take your mother. They don't take your teammates. They just take you as a person. They take you to a country. For instance, a country that doesn't speak your language. Let's say I go to France. I don't speak French. I'm supposed to play. I have my money. What do I do with my money? I have people back home I need to help. How do I help my people? Who is going to help me answer all those questions? So now my point is, if we have a place where I get called for a team to play, and I come to an office, this office, I'll be like, okay, they've called me in France. I don't know French. Who's going to help me? Who's going to help my journey through my team? Okay. Right?
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Very much. Let's make our questions as short as possible because of time. Thank you very much. I think that will come up. Okay, go on.
Your Excellency, all protocols observed. My name is Jose Kasikoe from Jabali, Africa. I'm a diasporan. I've been representing this country for the last 28 years. I'm a musician. We've been doing a lot of things out there, but we've never been getting, we've realized our creative industry, basically we are people who've benefited from the creative systems abroad. And I would like to know what your policy is towards the creative industry. Right now, as we speak, I've been nominated for a Grammy, you know. So, and apart from that, I've been in the diaspora. I have kids in the diaspora. And my question was, I'm really much concerned about this voting situation. Because I feel like once we get the right to vote, our voices will be heard better. So I want to know what you think about this voting situation. Thank you.
Okay. At the back there. Let's have somebody at the back. No question? Okay. Yeah. I was here. She was here. Okay, go on.
Deputy President, Nyikanete, you talked about how you're going to plan the government. You didn't tell us about corruption. When we are out there, we do our stuff. We don't have to bribe anybody to do for us. What we need, we can actually give a tip. So, utaweza kufanya namna gani? If the corruption can stop in this country, we will really prosper. Our country will be different. You've been called names, a thief, and all this.